This episode of On the Trail with Frontier Nursing University was filmed on the first leg of the presidential tour. During this tour, we visited 3 states in 3 days: Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. We had the opportunity to visit several types of clinical practices and connected with graduates from each of our 4 specialties. We mingled with graduates, students, and faculty at the historic Mary Mac's Tea Room in Atlanta. We started this trip by visiting Brandi Milton, a Frontier psychiatric mental health graduate who runs her own aesthetics clinic. Dr. Flinders was able to tour Brandi's clinic and sit down for coffee with her to find out more about the community she serves and how she is making a difference in Atlanta.
Brandi, thank you so much for joining us today. It's really nice to meet you. And I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a family nurse practitioner.
Absolutely. So I always knew I wanted to go into healthcare, like I always knew. I've been an NP for 13 years, worked in all different specialties. And then most recently, went back to Frontier and got my psychiatric and mental health nurse practitioner. I love being a nurse. I love being a nurse practitioner. I love helping people, and it's different. I feel like the relationship that I have with my patients is different than the doctors that I work with. Yes. They feel comfortable with me. We're able to build a bond. It's just different.
So what about your decision to build your own practice? Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that.
So during COVID, I was in the hospital, interventional radiology, doing procedures all day, but I was doing them on COVID patients, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I found I was pregnant, and I'm like, you know what? I think this is a sign for me to kind of take that next step. I know I can't work the schedule that in the hospital. Like there's no, hospital never closed, and it's demanding, it's rigorous. That's when the opportunity with the aesthetics and wellness practice came about. A doctor that I had a relationship with introduced me to someone else, and it was just like an amazing opportunity and experience. So that's how I became an entrepreneur. It was not planned. I think it was more so like God's vision for me, but it wasn't planned. But now 2 years later, it's been amazing. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about this mental health nurse practitioner. Came back for and how you plan to integrate that in.
No, absolutely. So every single specialty, mental health is woven throughout, and all of my patients I'm seeing them for one thing, and then I can recognize, okay, we have other underlying things that aren't being addressed.
Hi, we are so excited to be here with Brandi Milton to see her clinical practice today. She's a Frontier graduate, and we're also being joined by Dr. Susan Piper.
Hi, everyone. So I'm the Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioner Clinical Director, and I'm so excited to be here, too.
I'm so happy to have you guys here at Conquer Aesthetics and Wellness. Let's take a look at the practice.
This is beautiful.
Thank you. Yes. So welcome so much to the office. So I have 4 exam rooms that at any given time, we may be seeing 4 patients at one time. So come on down. So these are all of our 4 rooms. As you can see, this one is actually the one I spend the most time in here. Not only do I do cosmetic aesthetic procedures in here, I do all of our wellness visits. So anything that you want that's going to help the person feel good on the outside and the inside, we do in this room. So this is our concierge medicine room. So this is the room where we see most of our clients that pay for comprehensive care. They come in, we make sure that they're comfortable, they have a great experience. So this is the 4th room. This is our actual procedure room. Typically, if I use this room, I'm doing certain injections, things that we want to give patients a little bit of sedation for. We want them to be comfortable. So this is the procedure room.
Brandi, thank you again so much for having us to visit your practice. We appreciate it. And we'd love to hear from you about, what a typical day looks like or what types of patients you normally see.
I see all types of patients, from aesthetic cosmetic patients to wellness patients to hormone and functional medicine patients.
Brandi, we are so proud of you, of course, and you make everything look so easy. So would you just tell us, if somebody else, whether they graduate from Frontier or elsewhere, what advice do you have for somebody that's getting started, or what advice do you have just based on your experience?
As nurse practitioners, whether you're F&P, whether you're Psych NP, there's so many different areas you can go into, right? Finding that area that brings you joy, I think really translates to providing the best patient care. When you love your job, when you love what you do, your patients notice it.
Thank you so much for joining us for On the Trail. Brandi, we're so excited to be here and so proud of you and so excited for everything that's coming next for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
After visiting Brandi, we met Lauren Brannon in the Charlotte area. Lauren is a board-certified family nurse practitioner at Atrium Health Primary Care North Cross, where she cares for patients of all ages and specializes in gender-affirming care. Our final stop was at Natural Beginnings Birth and Wellness Center, where we visited with 3 graduates: Nurse-Midwives Haley Swift and Jennifer Johnson, and Women's Health Nurse Practitioner Kristen Schaefer. Throughout the tour, the passion and dedication of our graduates and students was evident. We thoroughly enjoyed meeting all of the Frontier community members along the way and made so many wonderful memories. If you'd like to meet up with us this year, please visit frontier.edu for the full presidential tour schedule. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of On the Trail, and we'll see you next time.